Okay, well, thank you for coming tonight. We are the Four Healthy Mamas, and we are here tonight to share with you. Actually, we're launching the Four Healthy Mamas YouTube channel, and this will be a weekly event that happens Wednesday at 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Possibly could be moved to 8:30. We will let you know. But same time, same place each week, and a new topic will be discussed each week. The month of August, we're going to talk about going back to school and how to help support your family with nature in tackling all the things that come with going back to school, with emotions and cognitive performance, as well as immune boosting, how to deal with when you do get sick, and then also with nutrition and packing those lunches and healthy dinners and good breakfasts before we go out the door, and snacks. And so all of those things that address a healthy, happy body, mind, and spirit, we're going to be sharing with you about this month, the month of August. In September, we'll have a new topic. So we want you to stay tuned, and we hope that you invite your friends and those people who might find this interesting or helpful. And we have a fair business practice here. If you invite somebody, we just tell them to get back with you to get more information. So we hope everyone's happy and comfortable to invite anyone and everyone who this would benefit. So that being said, we would like to introduce ourselves, the Four Healthy Mamas. We are all from different walks of life and different ages and stages of motherhood. And so we want to tell you who we are and a little bit about ourselves. And so I will turn on my screen here, and if you're calling in with a phone, you might not be able to see it, but you will be able to see our YouTube video after the fact. This will be uploaded to our YouTube video. So we are the Four Healthy Mamas, and the healthy is an outfit that looks good on everybody. That's kind of our mantra here. We want everyone to feel like they feel good in their own skin, in their own mind, in their own life. And so that's our goal and our objective. And we will start with Julene Lambert.
Hey, I am super excited to be here with everybody. I am the grandma of the Four Healthy Moms, I guess. There you go. This is my family. I love being a grandma. I am a former special education teacher. I was a longtime EMT, retired now as an EMT, and do medical transcription. What I am passionate about is sharing information that kind of balances the holistic side of things with common sense and with science and medicine. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm really passionate about making sure that people have information about how to use oils safely, about how to understand what are myths and what are true facts dealing with nutrition and essential oils and all that kind of stuff. So you're good. You are totally good, Holly. That's about all I was going to cover anyway. That's me. I'm very excited to be able to share with these three lovely women and help to educate you guys, because this is not about the four of us. This is about you and you being able to get the information that you need to be able to take care of your family holistically, to understand what is safe and what is not, and to give you new ideas. And we are here to help and serve you.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Okay, I guess I'm up. Can you hear me, Holly?
I can hear you.
Okay, so my name is Myra Lynn Adams, and I am actually a mom of 4 children. I have 3 teenagers, and my oldest son actually is not a teen anymore. He just got married last Friday. So my children are for ages from 13 to 21. So 2.5 years ago, I was introduced to the idea of essential oils. And since then, have been introduced to kind of a new way of life, a new way of health and wellness for my family. And so this journey for us has been a really, I kind of coined it as a journey for good. I think my kids thought when I started this, it was going to be another one of those things that would last a couple of months and then I would move on to something different. Well, here I am 2.5 years later, and we're still going. And it's been really neat this summer even. We've had kind of summer school in my home and without them really knowing. But they've been in the kitchen cooking and bringing in their other teenage friends. And I've been able to teach so many of them how to eat better. I've taken them on runs and we've gotten out and been fit and active. Myself personally, I've been able to lose the weight that I wanted to lose and just gotten healthier. I feel so much better. I just finished my 3rd half marathon and I'm on my way to doing much more with that. I'm into yoga and anything that I can do to be active and fit. I just finished a kind of family reunion / wedding / everything with my family, and so many of them commented, a couple years ago, Marilyn, you would be the one sitting on the couch, not being so adventurous. And this time I'm like the one out there going and doing. And so I've just been really, really excited about that because I know that it's making a difference for my own family. And so I'm really enjoying being able to help other families, help other moms that maybe didn't start out. My kids kind of knew one way of life when we were growing up, and I just fed them whatever, however, the world said. And now I am really, truly teaching them a better way, a healthier way to live. And so that has been very gratifying. And I hope to be able to spread this word that even if your kids are teenagers and they're used to one way, that they can make some changes and that it's very, very important. So we're just learning a lot and I love what I'm doing. I'm grateful for this opportunity to work with these other 3 ladies that I love so much. And so that's my story. Thanks, Holly.
You're welcome. I love it. Thank you. Up next, we have Shannon Hansen. Shannon, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thanks for having me. So I am somewhat of a young mom of the group. My oldest child is 5, and I have 3 little girls. I am lucky to be a stay-at-home mom and enjoy the benefits and the blessings of having little ones with me all the time. And I kind of came to a crossroads, probably 2.5, 3 years, about 3 years ago, actually. Yes. And I didn't know exactly what I was looking for, but I was looking for something different. And at that time I wanted to go back to school and to gain an education and to choose a more natural lifestyle. And what ultimately it led me to a holistic practitioner degree. And so I specialize educationally in nutrition and urban farming, and also aromatherapy. And I really just want to share with other moms and families on, again, just kind of living that natural lifestyle and how simple and easy it is and how anybody can implement these changes no matter what stage that you're in. And I'm so excited and so thankful to be partnering with these other 3 women who teach me daily about their lifestyle and the choices that they make. And it lets me know that I'm not alone in making these changes for my family. And they give me wonderful ideas on how to change my lifestyle and make it simplified. Because sometimes I think we purposely overcomplicate things. That's just a little bit about me. I'm thankful to be here and share with you guys. And I'm excited to learn from Holly tonight.
Thank you, Shannon. So nice of you to say, and thanks for joining us. I know young moms are busy moms, all moms are busy moms, but especially young moms, they've always got kids who need you now, no matter what, right? And I know that just changes with time and it just gets different, but kudos to all of you. You're all great moms. And for all of those who are joining us tonight, although we may not know you personally, if you're a mom, we congratulate you and thank you for the job that you are doing to raise the next generation of children. I am Holly Moss, and I am a essential oil educator But first, I am a mom. I can't talk right now. So I'll have to call her back. Okay. Sorry. So I am, as you can see here, I am a mom of 4 young children. My oldest will be 10 this week. And then I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old and a brand new 3-year-old. And I, kind of like Shannon, I'd always tended to more natural and holistic things growing up, but I didn't really have the tools or the knowledge or the skills, or to be honest with you, the bravery to step aside from the status quo and to do something that was different and to embrace a different lifestyle than that I was raised from or that was going on around me. And so because of that, I kind of just like dabbled a little bit here and there, and I didn't really fully embrace that I was leaning towards. And so I fast forward several years. I am a special education teacher, and I'm working in a behavior unit, and I have a psychology background, and I'm realizing that there is an epidemic in our country, and it is that we're addicted to sugar, and it's affecting behavior, and it's affecting mood, and it's affecting families. And it kind of broke my heart a little bit. And I had a huge wake-up call. This was before I was even a mom. And but I was kind of a mom in essence because I was the teacher. And I had these emotionally disturbed children in my classroom who had some major traumas and major issues in their lives. And sorry, I get emotional when I talk about it. But I had a wake-up call because the very first day of school, I was almost stabbed with a pencil. I had a desk pushed over and a chair thrown at me. I was sworn at, spit at, and I had to strangle a child no, I shouldn't say strangle. I had to firmly place my hands on a child and restrain them to the floor with my aid. And at that moment, something inside of me said, something has to change. And it wasn't necessary. I didn't really know what the cause was, what the issue was, but I started being more observant about the issues that were facing families. And I started to change the way I taught the children. I started the day with free breakfast in the cafeteria that all of these children qualified for. Then we went straight to the bathroom and we had a hygiene lesson, and I taught them how I brushed their hair. I gave them a clean pair of clothes to wear. A lot of them wore the same clothes every day and were dirty. I taught them about, cleaning their armpits and putting deodorant on. And I I gave them each a hug, and I brought them in and we had story time on the rug. And that's how we started the day. Not a typical come to school day, but I did that because I realized that basic needs were not being met. And then when I became a mother, stay-at-home mom, I realized that I really wanted to help other families still and not just my own. And so when the opportunity to learn about essential oils fell into my lap, it was a perfect thing for me because I'd always been naturally inclined to not always popping a pill, but maybe like putting on an ice pack or just going into a dark room or, finding natural ways to help myself and to restore my health. And I have a master's degree in education and training, and I'm passionate about education. I currently own a preschool in my home, and I have a passion for holistic remedies and natural approaches. I love real food, and I love hard work, and I love the outdoors. And so that's why this most recent picture, this is actually in the mountain that's kind of up behind my home. I live in Utah. And my family is my everything. And if there are other families who are feeling like me, that were maybe moms who are a little overwhelmed and who want to do better and who want to give their families more and just don't know what the answers are and don't know how, or think they can't afford it, or think that it's too much to learn or it's too overwhelming, I'm here to tell you, I know how that feels. It's scary. It's a big, bad world out there, and there's so many messages that are coming at us all the time. And I want to do better. So here is my quick story about when I partnered up with Zija International, so over here on the left, this is my husband and I about 6 years ago. And at this point, we thought we were pretty healthy. Matter of fact, my husband had just written down on his bucket list that he wanted to run a marathon, and was starting to train for that. And I thought I was really healthy. I was drinking green smoothies. I was a Zumba instructor, and we thought we were like the peak of our lifestyle. And as you can see, this is fast forward 6 years later. This was just taken this last fall. We didn't know what we didn't know. And we had found something called the Natural Health Revolution. We started incorporating it daily into our life with the compound effect of a little drop, a little drink every day that we started to embrace and do with our entire family. It changed us. And it was from the inside out. It was not just our waistlines. It was not just the pounds. It was the glow in our faces. It was our relationship. It was the opportunity to think bigger, dream bigger, do better, have more motivation, and to be able to reach out to others and say, hey, I've been there. I want to help you. And so that's where we're at. So here on the right side of the screen, you can see this was me hiking the Y mountain, which is here in Utah. It's a very steep climb. And I thought it was like so fit right here. This was probably taken about 5 years ago. And then this was taken about 2 years ago when I started my moringa journey and essential oils with the Mayo. And then this last picture was taken just a few months ago. And my goal when I started to incorporate these amazing products was not to lose weight. I thought I was already fit. I thought I was already trim. I just wanted to feel better. I just wanted more cognitive support. I wanted to feel like I could focus. I wanted to be healthy from the inside out, because we don't know what we don't know, right? Well, halfway through this journey here, I discovered I had melanoma a year ago on my leg. And had I not been looking for more holistic lifestyle, had I not been looking at trying to be the healthiest I could be, I might not have followed the little prompting inside my head to go to a dermatologist and to be seen. And had I not done that, I could not be here today, because I had a stage 1 melanoma caught last April, removed last July, and a scar on my leg. You can't really see it very well in that picture down there, but it healed really well with the Mayo essential oils. That I may not have been here to tell that story, because melanoma is the fastest and most deadly form of skin cancer, and it could have been months that it could have taken me. And so I'm just glad that my story changed. I also come from a family that deals a lot with emotional and mental health issues. And I remember looking around at my family and thinking, either this is going to be me, or I'm going to find a way to change my story. And so I really, truly can stand here today and feel like I can tell you my story has changed. And I'm so excited about it that I feel like morally and ethically, I can't keep it a secret. I can't just live in my secret happy life and not tell anyone about it. And so Shannon, Julene, and Myrilyn and I are happy to present to you the 4 healthy mamas who our mission is to empower women, moms, and families to discover, use, and enjoy natural products to nourish, restore, and condition everybody that you love. Because most people have no idea how good their body is meant to feel. I had no idea. I thought I was healthy. I thought I felt amazing already. But had I kept on the road that I was on with the habits that I did have, it might not have stayed that way very long. And I still consider myself a young mom. You're only as old as you act and as you do, right? But our cells do age. And the fact of the matter is we have to think about the things we can't see and the things that maybe we don't know. And so I'm glad that I was brave enough to try something that sounded weird and sounded scary, but had amazing science backing it, and research and validity, and experts and doctors all over the planet who are vetting it and qualifying it as the most nutrient-dense plant and botanicals that we have access to. And so here I am today with Julene, Myrilyn, Shannon, and we are here to help you maybe start changing your story. So with that, let's jump right into the natural options we have for cognitive support in going back to school. This is our back to school series. It's the first of the month. And if you have any specific questions about things that are mentioned or shared tonight, you can reach us on our YouTube channel, or this email is mine. And I can help you get in touch with any of the other ladies who will also share their contact information when they share in the next few weeks. So why would we want to have a revolution of natural solutions for our health? Some people ask that. Why a natural revolution? What's wrong with what we have? Well, let's just take a look at the facts for a minute. Dr. Joshua Plant, is a Harvard-educated medical PhD who is leading this natural health revolution. The reason he is doing so is because when he was recruited by Harvard Medical School, because of the research that he had already done before he even got to medical school, he realized that instead of trying to create more medications in a lab somewhere to add to the big, huge pharmaceutical companies that we already have, that nature is just as much, if not more powerful to be an agent of change in our lives. And why are we not embracing that more? And when he did that, it kind of started a ripple effect. When he decided not to take these huge checks and offers to work at huge pharmaceutical companies all over the globe, and he still, by the way, gets $1 million checks and offers to go to these companies and work there, and he turns them down because he believes so passionately in this need for a revolution. 70% of Americans are on at least one prescription medication. That's more than a majority. That's huge. 6 of the top 10 causes of death are directly linked to what we put in our mouth. 6 of the top 10, that's a majority. 2/3 of Americans are either overweight or obese. We eat 3/4 of a pound of sugar almost every day in our diet, the way that it is now. We spend so much money on the healthcare system to treat obesity and obesity-related diseases, and 85% of Americans don't meet the minimum amount of exercise each week. 85%. There's $6 trillion is the estimated size of the food industry, and that's the largest industry in the world, the food industry. And I think that's crazy because, I mean, shouldn't good food ultimately be free? I have a garden in my backyard and fruit trees, and I love that I can just go out there and get free food. I was making salsa the other day, and I could just go in my backyard and pick out some green onions and chop them up and put them in my salsa. And I love that. So why is this the largest industry in the world is food? Somebody's making a lot of money on getting us really sick and really fat. And it needs to stop. So here's some more. The natural health revolution is claiming not any cures. And it is just saying that this is the potential that we have here with this natural health revolution. We can naturally nourish our bodies, naturally heal or restore our bodies, and naturally condition our bodies. Because over 2,800,000 deaths are attributed to improper nutrition each year in our country. That's sad. Okay, or I should say not each year, but over a certain amount of time. It's probably documented on Dr. Plant's Facebook page. You can go and look it up if you're curious. Over 100,000 deaths are attributed to over-medication, and over 5 million deaths are attributed to inactivity. Those are huge, huge numbers. I don't know if you're anything like me when you walk around the grocery store and you're looking at what people are putting in their carts, or you're looking at how seat sizes are having to get bigger, and how much of an epidemic we have in this country of weight management and sadness. And it's getting out of control. And everybody thinks that if they could just go to their doctor and get a pill, that it'll take care of it, it'll be fine. But that problem is that pill only addresses maybe that one thing for a small amount of time, and that has to increase over time and then creates other issues. And that pill is not natural, and our bodies don't recognize it, so it wreaks havoc. And I'm not saying there's not a place for this, by all means. I believe there is a place for it, but it needs to be in more moderation. We need to rein it in a little bit more. In the last 6 years, since I have embraced this natural health revolution and started incorporating essential oils and drinking moringa in my life, My visits to the dentist have gone down drastically into the tune of saving us over $2,000 on our dental expenses last year with a family of 6. We also have drastically reduced the doctor's visits and the amount of prescription medication that we use to the tune of like $4,000 with a family of 6. I know it's possible, and it's hard because we're swimming upstream, but it's necessary. So that being said, let's talk about how we naturally restore. Naturally restoring our body is using essential oils. Now, if you are anything like me, you hear the word essential oils and you're like, oh, really? Because believe me, I was a skeptic. Several years ago, I saw my sister using essential oils and I thought, wow, that's really, I don't know. Does she know what she's doing? She's not trained in that. That could really hurt her kids. And it did it. They're fine. But I didn't know what I didn't know. And so essential oils are basically the essence of a plant. They are the immune system of nature. Plants withstand all kinds of harsh conditions and weather and drought and rain and snow and sleet and hail and freezing. And they have an immune system that keeps them alive through all of that. And if we can extract that immune system and put it into our bodies, our cells recognize that because they are made by the same creator. And the way that we get these oils from the plant is through steam distillation and cold pressing. There's 3 different ways to use oils. That's topically, aromatically, and internally. And I have used several other brands of essential oils. And I'm here to tell you that Mayo essential oils are not your mother's essential oils. They are by far and away highest quality I've ever used. I need less oil less often than any other brand of other essential oils that I have used to date. And the nose knows. All I had to do was a side-by-side smell test. And then when I started using them, I could instantly tell the difference. So if you have oils and you've used oils in the past, that's awesome. I applaud you. I was there and I've used lots of other kinds. But I would encourage you to be brave and try these and see what you think. You have nothing to lose. I'm glad I did. Mayo is topping the charts in applied science and technology. And just quickly, I'm going to tell you why I chose the Mayo and why I will continue to choose the Mayo. Mayo science. Just in the last 2 years, there have been 3 major breakthroughs in science and technology at Mayo essential oils. Okay, Mayo has published scientific research articles demonstrating the discovery of essential oils potential. They've been invited to speak at several scientific conferences. They've been invited to present research at universities for their work on essential oil use and quality. And they've conducted some of the largest experiments looking at how oils impact the human genome. Mayo has ignored the common misconceptions in the industry and has conducted experiments to understand essential oils' true bioavailability. And they've created an unwavering and unbiased standard of essential oil quality by aligning theirs with those used in published clinical studies. So they are the first and only essential oil company to demonstrate that their oils penetrate and are working inside of live human cells. If you know anything about health, it all starts at a cellular level. And so right here, this side of your screen, the breakthrough number 1, this is called laser scanning confocal microscopy. Oh, I'm sorry. Laser scanning confocal microscopy. Basically what that means is it's a fancy science test for underneath a high-powered laser microscope. Live human cells are on a cell tray, and they can be seen when an essential oil is injected into that cell. The cells can be seen, or the oils can be seen penetrating live human cells. So why is that cool? Well, because that's the first time we've ever seen it actually shown and proven that that's where the essential oil is going, is the nucleus of the cell. But it's also cool because that is where all health and all disease and sickness and illness begins. If we can get to the very root microscopic cause of health and wellness, and we can do it as quickly as possible and over again, we don't have to go to a doctor's office and wait and pick up something else while we're in the waiting room, and We don't have to wait for a prescription and go to the pharmacy and wait for it to be filled. And then if we run out, we'll have to go back and get more. If we have essential oils at our fingertips and we have bottles sitting on our counter for use, we can use them as soon as we feel things hit us, as soon as we're feeling something, as soon as we're noticing something, and we can listen to our bodies and immediately have an intervention. And we can use it as often as we need, very little bits at a time, recognizing that there's some safety usages depending on age, and we have health. And anyway, it's powerful. The second breakthrough is the KCO2 analysis, which I know is Chinese for all of us, but basically that is, in layman's terms, it's actually a chemistry test to find out the chemicals that are inside of, the chemical constituents that are inside of a liquid. So we could take our city water out of the tap and do a KCO2 analysis on it and find out what's in it. Is there fluoride? Is there chlorine? Is there minerals? Whatever. So we've done that with essential oils, and we found there are some essential oils that act as super carriers that make other essential oils, when they bind together, they make them more bioavailable inside the intestines where they are absorbed. And so that's amazing, because it's created a whole nother line of products, which are called cell health products, which give us more bioavailability. The third breakthrough, and which is huge and mind-blowing, and I still can't wrap my head around it, is the AGX Mayo gene expression. Now, I know this little map you're looking at looks like some cool graphic on a shirt that you might see at the basketball court or something, but there was billions of data points, several, we can't even count the number of PhDs and research facilities who were a part of this AGX study. This went on for several years, and there's several patent pending things going on with it still. This AGX, a Mayo gene expression, has led to discovery of there are certain essential oils that turn up the positive expression of the human genome and turn down the negative expression of human genomes when they are placed inside human cells. And so this has led to another line of 6 zones of the body where we can apply essential oils that increase the gene expression in a positive way. Now, if you're anything like me, woohoo, that's huge, because if you look at my family tree, there's a few health issues there, like my grandma who died of a cardiac arrest at a very young age. And, you know, there's a lot of things that I feel like, wow, had we had this years ago, man, this could have helped a lot of things, right? And so this really does help change our stories and for our generations to come. So with that being said, I want you to know there is a difference. Like I said, why I love the Mayo is because on the bottom of every single bottle, there's a batch code on the bottom. And tonight I'm going to provide to you several batch codes. Some of mine rubbed off, and so I don't have all of them, but if you would like to go to this website, amayodifference.com, and type in a batch code, you can see the little video of this batch of oil going into live human cells, which I think is just awesome. If you're a nerdy educational person like me, you'll like be all over that. And there's also a list of tests there that have been performed on each of these essential oils, and if the test was pass fail, and it also tells you where this botanical grew on planet Earth. So how does this all apply to school and cognitive thought processes and helping with focus and memory? Well, let's think about it for a minute. The first day of going back to school conjures up lots of different things inside of our minds, right? There's the yay, the 2nd to 6th graders who are so excited. There's the little kids who are crying and scared. There's the teenagers who have huge books to carry. And then there's mom at home who's like, yes, this day has come. And it's exciting, right? So not every mom feels this way, though. And not every child feels this way. This is very stereotypical. And the point is, it's not always what we expect. And there's always a roller coaster of emotions and cognitive processes that go on when it's time for back to school. And so with that, I want to show you the research that's been done on cognition. So here's Dr. Platt himself with the laser scanning confocal microscopy machine in his lab at Pharmatech. And he said this, are you looking for memory? We see that ultimately it is billions of neuronal cells communicating through a process called synapses. So basically what this means, and I won't read it to you, but basically what this means is like, you know, when you get an Amazon package, you're pretty sure that that Amazon package is going to arrive in 2 business days, free shipping, right? However, that box is going to get from point A to point B, and it's going to sit on the doorstep, but it may not actually be delivered to your hands unless a child brings it in the door for you and you open up the box and you take it out of the package and it's therefore affirmatively delivered, right? Sometimes packages sit on the doorstep and sometimes they're stolen, or sometimes dad intercepts them, or who knows what, right? You know what I'm talking about. Well, that's what happens sometimes with cognitive performance. Sometimes we feel that brain fog of what's going on. I can't focus. This is so hard. There's inattention, or there's a lot of activity that's interfering with being able to focus and to memorize things and to remember and understand what's going on. What helps with that is that there are compounds that preserve and accelerate the transfer of materials between cells, like omega fatty acids, healthy fats, which are found in Moringa oleifera, and also peppermint essential oils and several others. So I'm going to run through a few of my absolute favorite go-to oils for cognitive and emotional support. And I'll do this briefly because you can look at these all up online. But I'm going to tell you a few ways that you can actually use them and apply them for you and your children and different. And then we have all these others in this list. If you want to write them down quickly, or you can go back and watch it on YouTube, I'm going to go through each of them so you can write as we go. Frankincense, which the batch code is right there. You can look it up on www.amayodifference.com. Frankincense is like the brain oil. You can put a drop of this under your tongue if you're an adult or an older child every day to help brain development. It supports central nervous system development, and it's good for anything neurological. So if there's any kind of neurological issue going on and you need more support in that area of the body, frankincense is always the go-to. This is one of the only essential oils that actually can penetrate the blood-brain barrier and cross membranes in the brain. And so it's great to be used aromatically because the olfactory senses are so close to that brain and help with the synapses like we just talked about, and immediately can have that effect. But also bottoms of the feet, back of the neck, and applied on the wrist and breathed in like perfume, or like I said, directly under the tongue for feelings of tension to be released and happiness. Rubbed off and you can't see it, so I'm sorry. Maybe I can find one and add it in later. This is our concentration blend, and this is one of the new in that study that we talked about that helps the genome, the human, so our genes, the positive expression of our genes. And this is an interesting blend of wintergreen, grapefruit, and vetiver. I like to use AGX Focus to diffuse it where my kids are doing their homework. So I have a little counter in my kitchen where all the supplies are, and they sit at the kitchen table, and the diffuser is right next to them as they're doing their homework. This helps them to concentrate. I also minimize distractions like noises or TVs or sounds that are going on at that time. And I also make sure that they've had a snack so their bellies are full so they're not distracted by being hungry. I apply 1 to 2 drops on my wrist and I inhale. You can also do that with your children. Because it has wintergreen in it, it is safe for ages 30 months and over. If you're under 30 months, you want to make sure you dilute it with some fractionated coconut oil. Just 1 pump of it would be fine. And then you can also apply a few drops to the back of the neck to calm and center the mind. It's great when you're before or after yoga. It's great for studying, reading. If you're needing some help accomplishing a task at work, it would be great to diffuse on your desk or in your study. AGX Energy is one of my absolute favorites. I didn't know that I loved these smells so much, but this is tangerine, orange, and clove. I diffuse this in my car. I put this on my wrist every day. I love a drop of it in my moringa drink. It helps boost energy. And it's great to massage onto the back of the neck to promote liveliness. So if your kids come home from school kind of dragging and they just need a little pick-me-up, help them boost their mood. Citrus oils always boost mood positively. And so if they just are kind of, had a bum day, or your husband even, or mom, if you feel like, it's been one of those days, put some Ajax Energy on. It's our vitality boosting blend, and you'll feel that cognition. Calming Breeze. Now this is our stress control blend, and it's a different scent. Not all of it, but Calming Breeze combats common stresses and feelings of unhappiness, encourages feelings of satisfaction, and apply 1 to 3 drops to the neck and wrists, or you can add 10 drops to a warm bath. This is a great one in a bath at the end of a day. If your child's come home and had a bad experience or a bad test or something socially, emotionally went on, this is a great one to help release that nervous tension and to help calm and relax the mind. Pure Tranquility. This is one of my absolute favorites, and I know I say that a lot, but no, really, it would be my drug of choice. This is one that is our comforting blend. I love to massage this on the back of my neck and the bottoms of my feet before bed. It helps to relax and inspire. I love to use it as a linen spray. There's so many ways to use it, but this is one that my children also love, and so they've made their own sprays and rollers, and they take them to school with them. They keep them in their backpacks just in case it's going to be one of those days. We never know when those come up. They also have little ways I'll show you in a minute, which we call life hacks, that we use this. It's also good to rub them on the backs of the ears, Pure Tranquility, and maybe use it as a perfume, a spritzer, and it's a lovely, happy smell. I wish you could smell through the screen because it's just a happy one. Determination. Determination is our balancing blend. So this would be great. It has a musky smell. This is a good one for the wrist, kind of like a cologne. It's also good for massaging the feet of children who are experiencing anxiety or worry to calm them and provide self-assurance. The thing I love about essential oils is I can always pair them with a little bit of a massage and a little conversation, because a little conversation goes a long way, especially when you're pushing natural chemical compounds into your child's cells, and you're giving them good thoughts and good experiences. They're pairing both of them at the same time. It's with the emotional, social benefits from it, and it helps to do these things, like it says, balance and align many key psychological symptoms, including brain and nervous system, to assist in a more balanced life. Last one is Life Unlimited. This is our focusing blend. This would be really great for those who may have issues with impairment, hyperactivity, inability to focus, those types of things. It's one of our precious oils. It has sandalwood and rosewood in it. But I'd rub it into the palms and do an aromatic prayer. Breathe in deeply several times. Massage on the soles of the feet in the morning before school to help uplift the children's mind. And warm baths are always a good way. So if you're noticing, there's always these ways to put it on physically, breathing it in aromatically, diffusing it, and massaging it on physically. You can also take it internally. But that's always our last resort, unless we need it in one of the internal systems of the body. So let's talk a little bit about focus and concentration. Peppermint and orange are great, simple combination for children as they're doing homework. Ajax Focus, Determination, Life Unlimited, and Frankincense. All of these are great for focus and concentration. So if you just have 1 or 2 of them, use those. If you're finding that you're not getting the same results over time, then try a different one. It's great to put them on the frontal lobe and the back of the neck and spine. Also in a place where they're going to smell it often, like the wrists and bottoms of the feet. Those are always great ways to apply them. Now, if you have a child with maybe some special needs who really does need a lot more intervention, Dr. Scott Johnson is best-selling author and researcher who uses evidence-based essential oil usage, and he recommends vetiver and lavender. And this is a great book. You can get it on Amazon, I think, for like $12 or $16. It just came out like last month, and this really helps with those who maybe have an inability to focus and concentrate. So those are my recommendations for, as a special education teacher, I know exactly how this is. And I wish, going back, that I had these tools and knowledge and resources in my classroom back then. For memory and studying, for maybe those who are a little older or who are taking tests, scientific studies link the inhalation of rosemary and peppermint oil to improve memory. So the thing about this is Ameo does have these peppermint beadlets, as well as a peppermint lip balm, as well as peppermint oil. So there's lots of different ways to apply and consume these oils, but the thing about memory and study is that you don't want to just inhale rosemary and peppermint right before the test. You want to do it as you're studying and inputting the information all along. So I would always, let my child chew on some peppermint gum, maybe, as they're doing their homework and they're practicing the things that they're going to be tested on, or diffuse peppermint nearby. If they're old enough, they could do a peppermint beadlet. My kids don't love them because they call them spicy, or using the peppermint chapstick or the rosemary or any of these other blends that have a tinier bit of that oil in there. But science and research has shown that these things help. Last, I want to leave with you a little story about my little boy, Quentin. When he started first grade, he was a little anxious and nervous about going because he thought he was going to miss mommy. And so he came home. He called me one day in tears from the school, and I came and I picked him up and I took him to lunch, and we talked about a game plan. And I was trying to empower him instead of hover and just let him escape from the uncomfortable situation. I wanted to give him the tools and resources to feel good from the inside out in this new setting, in this new situation. And so after lunch that day, I put out all of the essential oils that we talked about today, and I said, okay, I want you to pick your favorite, like 3 or 4. And so he picked them all up and he smelled them and he, tried them out, and he didn't like some of them. And then he settled on a few that he really loved, and he said, I want these. So I put about 8 drops inside that little roller bottle that he's holding, filled the rest up with coconut oil, and I rubbed it on his wrist, and I showed him how to put it on and rub it on his neck and the back of his spine. And he went to school with a happy smile the next day. And he did come home the next day and tell me, I needed my oils 5 times, Mom. And I said, that's okay. And he said, do you know why I like the oils, Mom? Because they remind me of you. They smell like you. And that just got me thinking, see, I'm giving my kids the tools and I'm changing their story, and I'm empowering them to conquer and do hard things. And like I said, swim against the grain upriver sometimes. But he still keeps that little roller bottle in his color box at school. He needed it less and less and less as the years went by. But I think that was a cute story to know that these tools, our kids know that they work, and that we can empower them with the tools that they need to physically, cellularly, emotionally, and socially get through the things that they face in their days. So here's some of my life hacks. Get a diffuser. Keep it in your bedroom, your kitchen, your living room, your car. You can diffuse all over all the time, especially when they're working on homework and doing after school or before school routines to help engage their cognitive performance. Also, diffuser jewelries are great. My boys have these paracord bracelets because they're boys, they're not super fancy jewelry, but I do put drops of oils on the inside of the bracelets, and then they can wear them and take them to school, and they can smell them, and the smell stays on there pretty good for about 24 hours. If you have girls, you can do fancier jewelry and put oils inside on beadlets or leather straps. You can also do custom roller bottles or spritzers, like for backpacks and things. And then remember the 3-minute mood shift. If you're just having someone who's having a hard time, have them put the drop of essential oil on the palm of their hand and rub together to activate those chemical compounds, and then cup over the nose and the mouth and inhale deeply 3 times. And as you're inhaling deeply, tell yourself an affirmation. Have your child tell themselves the affirmation. I can do multiplication. I can do multiplication, or whatever it is. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes I have to go get my pure tranquility and stand in the corner or in my closet or bathroom and tell myself, I am a good mom. I love my children, right? We all have those days, and it's okay. And it's good if your children see you doing those things too, and then teaching them those things that you're doing to get through your day, because then it helps them know we're all human. Nobody's perfect, and it's okay if they're having a hard time. And it's okay if they need help. And so giving them these natural tools that are safe and effective. I love that sunshine spray too, by the way, bergamot and lemon, just a happy smell. Moringa, this is a whole nother class, but to help with cognitive performance, one thing I noticed that drastically helped my brain fog to go away as a mom bee, right, mom zombie, was drinking moringa every day. It's easy. I dump it in water, I shake it up, and I drink it. It doesn't have to be chopped or prepared or blended or cooked or anything. It's not a meal replacement, but it's my multivitamin that's given me the peace of mind and the energy and the focus and concentration I need to be the mom to help my little ones get out the door to be a good student at school. And they drink it too. And I've noticed each of them has been a lot calmer, happier students as they have drink moringa every day. So study up, Mommas. Here's some resources. This green book is Dr. Scott Johnson's. You can look it up alphabetically by ailments. And then these other three are all actually one. There's a physical book, and there's also an app. I love that app. I use it daily. It's like $6. And these are all based on Dr. Pennewell and Dr. Scott Johnson's recommendations. So they're evidence-based and research-based recommendations. They're not just some wives' tales. So with that, I'm going to close. Decisions, remember that decisions determine our destiny. And so here is your opportunity to start the ripple effect for your family. Change the story for the next generation. Whatever the story is, if you're not liking the way that the ending might possibly could be, start now. A little drop on a rock of water over time can create a hole. That's the compound effect of the decisions that create big things in our lives. And that has to do with our health, our happiness, our cognitive performance, everything. And so with that, I invite you to come back next week to learn about boosting your immune system naturally by Shannon Hansen. And if you have any questions about anything that happened here tonight, any topics we discussed, any oils, how to get started, how to order, whatever, make sure you get with the person who invited you here, or I'd be happy to answer any of your questions from tonight's presentation. And remember, there's monthly discounts on essential oils and other products and promotions that are happening all the time. So we're happy to share those things with you. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we will see you next week, same time, same channel.